I can't lie. Oh. Thank you. That is awesome. Bill, as your truck comes into the fire station here, let's talk a little bit about how you guys went about collecting this year.
Well, we do the tradition thing of going door to door. We also stand at the roadblocks. We have a dinner and an auction that we do every year. So,
you guys said you guys went door to door this year. Tell me a little bit about how that was, you know, receptive in the community. They had to love that you guys were coming door to door once again.
They were, and we would knock on the door. We'd stand back pretty far. You know, we didn't want them to feel offensive with COVID and all that stuff going on. And most people welcomed us up and gave us donations, and but it went well.
Did it feel good to kind of get back to those sort of things?
Get back out in the public and meet everybody without having a mask on.
And also, look, you're you're collecting for the Crusade for Children, but also you're reaching out to your community.
Right.
And that had to feel good, not only for you, but maybe a lot of your people that, you know, maybe have not had a whole lot of contact in the last year or so.
There's that, and we have a lot of new residents, so it's nice to know they asked us a lot of questions, and they didn't know who their department was, and so it's nice to get out and meet people.
You know, volunteer fire department, the dedication that it takes to be able to do that, you know, to get out in the community, knowing that you guys are volunteers, it takes a little extra, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. We do have 3 paid staff now, but when we get off work, we all meet at the firehouse, go out and collect. We stay out till 8:30 at night. Time you get back and count the money, it's 9 or 10 o'clock, and you get up and go to work and do it again the next day. So it's a lot of hours that we put into it to get to this point.
What does it say about your love for your own community to be able to do that?
Hennerville and the surrounding area is just, you know, it doesn't matter what we do. They pour out the love when it comes, especially Crusade. And we're going to show it's going to happen this year again.
And what do you think it says about the Crusade, right? That so many people are able to open their hearts and to be able to give for such a good cause.
You know, it's touched a lot of people in the community. I mean, we have several people in the fire department that's helped for their kids, even kids in school. It continues to help every day.
And I know you guys have some donations that you would like to read this year. Go ahead, the floor is yours, my friend.
All right, I want to thank everyone that came out to the roadblocks and the door-to-door. We stood the roadblock a lot because we had a goal that we had to hit, that we wanted to hit, and we probably wore our residents out, but we kept standing there and standing there. And of course, we had a lot of people from other states come through, so that helped. Last night we had a dinner and auction. We had at least over 200 people attended. So we had a full house. About every chair was full. We think that's the record number we've ever had at one of our auctions. So we had a goal of 60,000. Before the auction, I mentioned that we were $21,000 short from meeting that goal. So we were hoping that everybody would bid high, which they did. So we'll have the grand total, but we're going to mention all the memorials and honors right now. So I'll let Ben talk about that.
Ben, come on in here, my friend.
So we separated this out by different levels of giving. Up to $50, we have Alice Sword, Darren and Diane Poteet, BR and JJ Haycraft, Katrina Perkinsons, Dean Lindenmeyer and Robin Engelking, Lois and James Lewis, Mary Sandifer, Richard and Cindy Uninghoff, Robert and Janet Hall, Robin and Richard Engelking, Stephen and Deborah Nye, Tick and Jane Arwong, Tracy D'Angelo, Erica Stoffregan, Jane Thorne, Jean Waterfill, Jonathan and Jennifer Moody. From $50 to $100, Butch and Janice Furnish, Charlotte Higdon. Butch and Janice Furnish in honor of Jane Monk, who's 100 years old this year. Charlotte Higdon in memory of J.T. Higdon. Crystal and Curtis Moore. Country Time Friends Garden Club in memory of Henry Gilly. Furnish Car Wash. Henryville Wash-O-Rama in memory of Henry Gilly. Jeff and Patty Taylor in memory of Jim and Jeannie, known by many as Granny Gardner. Mike and Nancy Hemphill. Nicola and Michael Bush in memory of Shirley Glass and Harry Sullivan. Richard and Vicky Horine in memory of J.T. Higdon. Sandra Ham in memory of Shirley Glass, Sue Darbo, Arthur and Melba Ham, Marie Darbo, Scott and Leslie Diana Turner, Sean and Stacy Carver in memory of Connie Carver, Sylvia Mull, Gary and Donna Kinzer, Troy and Charlotte Combs, Jared and Sarah Phillips, Colton Reed, Dale and Rosemarie Hobbs, Nicolette Kirsch, Deborah Kleehammer, Charles Quinton, Kimberly and Reuben King, Gail and John Collins in memory of Tammy, Clarence Robinson, Kelly and James Ledbetter, and then the next section is $100 to $250. The American Legion, Barbara Gilly in memory of Henry Gilly, Charles and James Tabor, Chris and Carrie Meek, Chris and Jessica Noblet, Connie Seidler, Dennis and Georgie Alstott, Edmund Bannett in memory of Sandy Bannett, James Lynch in memory of Bill Hughes, Jeff and Christine Gordon, Judy Looney, Julian and Amanda Carmichael, Mark and Debbie Mashmeyer, Mark and Jana Furnish in memory of Henry Gilly, Mount Lebanon Presbyterian Church, Ned and Donna Horton, Roberta Bastian in memory of Ruth Ann Skaggs, Robin and Dawn Emery in memory of Ryan Embry, Ron and Teresa Grubbs in honor of our moms Shirley Evans and Mildred Grubbs, Sarah Becker in memory of Mike Becker, Terry and Ann Bresheber, Tom and Linda Gordon, and I'm going to hand it over to Kevin for the next set.
Come on in, Kevin.
All righty.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. This is still in the 100 to 250 range. We have Upright Builders. We have Wayne and Linda Hobbs in memory of Stephen Hobbs, Denise Schott, Elizabeth Cooper, Clark and Cheryl Henson, Willie Stoffragan, Henryville First Church of God, Joan Stone, Brad and Robin Jones, Dennis Brishaber, Elizabeth Fable, Francis and Marianne Wethington, Hiles Auction Service, James and Trudy Wigington, Ronald and Marcia Roth, Sean Stoffragan, Michael Powell, Benjamin Schott, Henryville United Methodist Church, and Kyle Newby. Now moving on to the $250 to $500 range, Bill and Beth Maloney in honor of Dolores Maloney,
3.5.
Doug and Jennifer Dunleavy in memory of Steve Price, Philip and Jean Smallwood, Diane Poteet, Guthrie's Lawn Service, Gary and Karen Newby, Carol Allen in memory of Tim Allen, Don Guthrie Auction Service in memory of Marjorie Guthrie, Mariana Dietrich, Philip and Jessica Sumner, Robertson Electric and Construction, Gerald Ames in memory of Scott Ames Jr., Eric and Michelle Miller, New Washington State Bank, Carol Pierce, Cynthia Guthrie, Dave and Alexandria Sissel. Now these next ones are 500 and above. Bagshaw Trucking in memory of Chuck and Alan Abbott, Carl and Joyce Bagshaw, Roberta Grants, and Rita Bowman. Datum Inc.'s $500. Furnish Automotive $500. Furnish Towing $500. John Wagner $500 in memory of Diane Wagner. Signature Countertops $500. Herman and Goldie Broadus $505. Elizabeth Regal $603.50. Safe Harbor Christian Church, $637. St. Francis Xavier Catholic Church, $888. Benjamin and Margaret Stevens, $1,000. Goodfellows Pizza, $1,000. Taylor's Custom Concrete, $1,140. Christmas Tree Farm, $2,158. Larry Brooks, $2,495. And Grace Dunleavy, $2,500 in memory of Dave Dunleavy, and also in honor of Doug Dunleavy for his 40 years plus service to the Monroe Township Fire Department. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Bill.
All right, Bill, come on in here because I know we have a grand total to read, and
I got a little bit more.
You got a little bit more. Okay. No, I'm not rushing you, buddy.
So we brought in Michael Cleveland and the Flame Keepers for a concert. I want to thank New Washington State Bank for their sponsorship to get that group to come in. Big thanks goes out to the staff at New Washington Bank. They counted our money every night after we get the next day. They counted it and kept it for us. Every year, John Collins carves this stick. He makes a different one each year. This one was in memory of Steve Price. He was our local barber. He makes two of them, so one we auction off, someone actually gets to take that one. And then this one here, everybody makes donations to it and we keep it at the firehouse. So if anybody ever wants to look at them, we have a display of different sticks he's carved over the years. The sticks sold or brought in $3,500 this year for them. So I want to keep thanking John because he does a wonderful job at carving because that takes talent to do.
Amazing.
He always puts the ball on the top of it, so it takes talent to do that kind of work. Want to thank New Yield Dry Cleaners. It's always glad to help the Crusade. They still have plenty of Crusade pins, so if you didn't get yours, stop by there. All the locations have them still. Castetter Farms, they do it's called Christmas Hill. They do a tour during Christmas, and they light up their field with different ornaments, trees, and different decorations. They also give horse rides, and the name of their horses is Bob and Tom. So yeah, so they actually came to our dinner last night and gave rides to people too. But this year they raised $2,158 for the Crusade. Want to thank Safe Harbor Christian Church for hosting the dinner and auction again this year, and they also provided the desserts. Last night during the dinner, we raised $4,554.85. They stood at the roadblock and they collected $2,373 yesterday. We have Steve Heil and Scotty Sands for being our auctioneers. Last night, Steve has done our auctions for the last 30 years. So thank you, Steve, for doing that for us. We had Sean Carver, Jordan Amos, Robin Emery for providing our music last night. We look forward to seeing them again next year. I want to thank Kevin Glass for help managing this operation. If anybody's ever done this, collecting, I know other fire departments, but for the community-wise, this is a hard job to do. And without a great team, you can't get it pulled off. So I want to thank Kevin for helping me do that. Andy and Lisa Sissel for collecting items for the auction. Jared Phillips for doing the advertising. We had the kitchen crew of Linda Dixon, Beth Maloney, John Wagner. And there's also a lot of people behind the scenes that help. There's no way I can mention everybody because I'm going to leave somebody off. So. Addie Winnington, she's 11 years old. Excuse me. She raises money each year on her own. Her and her mom helped us do door-to-door this year. But she ended up raising $741 on her own. So
that's fantastic.
Awesome. We do a money raffle. I want to thank Mary Ann Dietrich for donating the money for that. We raised $2,300 on that. Instant Print signs now in Jeffersonville for donating the tickets. Excuse me. Lastly, the Monroe Township residents, they went beyond the call of duty this year. If it wasn't for them, we couldn't do this. So I want to send out a big thank you for that. We started back in 1965 collecting, and they collected $743 then. So it's a big change from today. So anyway, we had a 42.15% increase over last year.
That's amazing.
So you ready for our grand total?
I'm ready for it.
I know everybody else is because everybody's been lighting my phone up asking. So our
And the goal, let me just say, the goal was 60,000, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So our grand total is $64,060.06.
How about that? Let me ask you real quick. To be able to surpass your goal, what does that mean to you guys?
Oh, this is unbelievable. We've never done that. I've looked back through this list that they gave us, and the highest one was 51,000. We've never hit 64. So we have a challenge next year.
Well, thank you guys so much, Bill, and just everybody with the Monroe Township Volunteer Fire Department. We can't thank you enough. We really appreciate everything that you guys did this year. Surpassing your goal, that's what it's all about.
Way to go, Monroe!
All right, that brings our grand total to $2 million. We're now over $2 million. $27,043.59.